New fresh sound.
Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Okay, there's something wrong somewhere.
All right.
That's good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Welcome back. It is now 12 minutes after the 8 o'clock hour. And like we promised you, we have some giveaways. And boy, the amount of giveaways we have for this week, it is crazy. But before we get to that, let me say good morning. Good morning, Doc. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning to all the listeners. Activated Morning. It's wonderful to be here again. Let's give out some gifts.
Yeah, let's give out some goodies. So the first one, right? It is actually a raffle that Sailor Cycle Center, they're having this Christmas season. And basically you just call, you give us your name, but you have to say something. You have to say a special phrase, right? I'm going to give you that phrase in just a minute. Why is my WhatsApp? Right. So you have to call and say, I want a sailor's bike for the Christmas. That's it. And we're going to take 5 callers, 5 names. You're entered into a draw. And once you win a bike compliments Sailor's Cycle Center. These are the things that's getting me real jealous. Because I want a bike. As big as I am. All right. The number to call, 457-9997. And that's the number to call on WhatsApp as well. Just have to call and say, I want a bike, a sailor's bike for the Christmas. Nothing else, nothing different. Let's go.
Yeah, and the number to call, 457-9997. And we have a call.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. I need a sailor's bike for this Christmas.
I want a sailor's bike for the Christmas.
All right, we're getting feedback. Please turn down your radio. All right.
Hi, go again.
I want a sailor's bike.
Very good. Awesome. What's your name?
Ashika Pope.
Asheica?
Ashhica.
Okay. Pope. Give me your address for this one.
Ladis Village.
All right. Thank you very much for your entry. Take care.
Yeah.
All right. Remember, we're taking 5 callers and we're going to take 5 callers every single day. All right. That's caller number 1. Caller number 2. You got what you had to say? Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. I want a sailor bike for Christmas.
Oh, awesome. The name is this Irvin?
Yes, I.
He said, yes, I. The number you're calling from is your number, right?
Yes, miss.
Okay, I got it, sir. I got it. You take care. Let's take another one. All right, you big up yourself. All right, let's take another call really quickly. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
What are you supposed to say?
I want a sailor's bike for Christmas.
Awesome. Give me your name. As easy as that.
Arona Joseph.
Give me spell that, please, now.
Arona.
Okay. Yeah, Joseph.
Yes.
All right, where are you from?
Leo.
Leo was in the house. All right, awesome. Thank you so much. Let's go again. We've got 3. We need 2 more. 457-9997 for your chance to win 1 of 2 bicycles. Compliment Sailor Cycle Center. Just call us and say, I want a sailor's bike for the Christmas. Hello, good morning.
A blessed morning. I want a sailor bike for my Christmas.
Oh, I like this one. What's your name?
Brennan Young.
Everything is a give it. Can you spell that for me?
BRENNON.
Young. And where are you from?
Young, Sign Hill Roseau.
Sign Hill Roseau. All right. Thank you so much. And that's it. All right. You take care.
Have a blessed day.
Same to you. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. And Hina, you can't enter twice, and I don't think it does work so though.
How much bike sale are giving away?
2 bikes, but they're taking 5 names. It's a raffle.
Okay. Oh, it's a raffle.
It's
okay,
a raffle, right?
Okay.
right? So we need one more name, and then we're gonna wrap it up for this morning. 4579997 landline or all righty then. Hello, good morning.
Hello, my name. I want a sailor's bike for Christmas.
What's your name, sweetheart?
Samuel Duncan.
Shema Duncan.
Samuel Duncan.
Samuel Duncan. How old are you, Samuel?
12 years old.
You're 12 years old. Oh, where are you from?
Peniston.
Peniston is in the house. Good morning, Peniston. You have a wonderful season, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Bye-bye.
So polite.
They're so adorable. And that wraps up the first giveaway in the form of a raffle. Now, pay attention, right? The other giveaways, those are the ones you can only win once, right? This is a little separate. This one here, anybody can call, any name, any number, no restrictions. Just you can't put in the same name twice. That's it. All right. But if you've won from the other giveaways, you can enter this one. The next one is for tomorrow. Same time, same place, same 5 names, not same 5 names, but 5 more names to enter the raffle for a bike, one of 2 bikes from Sailor Cycle Center. All right. So let's get into something else here. Funeral culture. In St. Vincent and Grenadines. Now, I saw on social media some people weren't very happy with the clips that were posted online, whether it's on TikTok, people's WhatsApp statuses, Facebook, Instagram, wherever. I only saw on 2 platforms. So, but what I saw was quite a huge turnout for Buddha's funeral yesterday, and persons were parading the streets. Can I say paraded?
Yeah.
Celebrating the life of their beloved Buddha. Buddha was his nickname. And formerly conductor was working at the operations at the time of his death. Now, there was amplified music. There was dancing. There was singing. The clip that I saw folks with like branches. It almost looked like Bring Anything in the Band. So like Crazy Man kind of scene. One of the clips I heard soca music playing in the background, and there were people commenting and saying, "Oh, look at everybody! They all look drunk and what's not." And some people were quite upset and saying that it was rather disrespectful. So let's discuss that with what you have seen or what you have witnessed with Vincentian funeral culture. Do you think it's changing? 1, and 2, do you like where it's going? If it's going somewhere, let's start with you, Doc.
You know, I've been to funerals all over the world. Am I on there?
Yeah, so I found it to be a little.
If
Yeah,
you've
it sounds
ever
like-
been to Louisiana,
Mhm.
and you've heard of Mardi Gras and the way that particular culture emanates, attracts so many people that somebody's funeral is a celebration. It isn't that they're playing gospel. They play blues, they have these umbrellas, they have this, and they start off slowly. And so, and I've witnessed some very interesting things. But what is celebration? Is celebration of someone's life coined in a particular way. So we have a tradition that we march orderly and so, but I come from North Leeward, where we have the boom drum. And when the boom drum comes out, it really serves to ease, I think, a lot of people's pain and so who are there to truly celebrate that particular day. Now, there's some people who were there just for the fun, but I wouldn't take anything really from this as being funeral culture is changing one episode and so of maybe some excess. So I would dismiss those particular comments and not really to worry about them in a major way.
What I've observed over the years is different personalities and different people, they mourn in a different way. So, as you said, that's in normal culture in North Leeward, and I think Central Leeward as well, and even sometimes South Leeward. I don't know what exactly it is on the windward side.
On the Sign Hill too.
Oh, yes, on Sand Hill. Okay, we have a call coming in.
Let's see this one. Hello, good morning. Your thoughts?
Good morning, Christal,
Morning,
Dr.
morning.
Johnson, and Ari.
Good morning. Good morning. Ari.
Yes, Ari, right. Morning. I don't find nothing wrong with it. The culture don't change in anything. Over a couple of years ago, it don't change. As long as we ain't got no violence, no fighting and and damaging nobody's vehicle property, I don't see nothing wrong with that.
I agree with
You know,
that.
you got different ways people celebrate the morning, and then they kind of wait till the person passed, and you know, and then the person he was a jovial person. He's a person who like to enjoy himself. So I don't see nothing to that. As long as you misbehave and disrespect nobody, nobody vandalize nobody's vehicle, no business, nothing wrong with that. Enjoying yourself, man.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
right.
Thank you for your contribution as well. Sorry. Hello. Could I ask you a quick question? It might be a very morbid question, but would you prefer a quiet funeral or a jovial funeral?
Well, I always go over here to say the person who died, your funeral fit you.
Okay.
Yeah. Because if you're quiet and person and you pass away, you got a quiet funeral. If you're jovial and, you know, if you're noisy, you got a noisy funeral. So,
okay.
But I go any funeral as long as if no disrespect, nothing, no violence, nothing. I attend it. I enjoy it. Nothing wrong with that.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution. All right, to join in the discussion, 457-9997. Number to call, number to WhatsApp, the same number, 457-9997.
Well, what he said is what I was leading up to. Depending on the person's personality. So, like Bodo is somebody known, well, on social media and in Camden Park, Kittle's area, and different places, actually. He's known to be that outgoing type of person. When you see him, you're expecting high energy. So I'm not surprised that his funeral was a celebration of his death. As I was saying, and the caller rightfully said, some people mourn differently. Some people want their funeral to be a moment of reflection and sadness, and other people and their family know your personality. They know who you are. They know the life that you live, and they want your death to be celebrated because they truly do believe it is not the end.
I think it's a celebration of the life. Not so much celebrating the death.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. It's a celebration of his life.
I know you brought up a thing about changing hair in St. Vincent because naturally, I've been to funerals in England, in the States, in Canada, and in England, and maybe in the United States, there's a backhoe in the background that digs the hole, right? And this priest is there and so forth. Everybody stands around, very solemn and so forth. There's no music, and the body is put down, and the backhoe right there and then starts to pour the thing. I just love seeing those grave men, the crafting, the way people stand around and observe them, and so and in Rose Hall they have a way of dancing around the grave. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Crown with roses.
Crown with roses and so forth. And they dance around the grave, and there's this circle, an outer circle. Every now and again, I've joined it, and it feels good. It gives you that psychological relief in relation to grief. And I think that seeing a backhoe digging up some soil and throwing it onto the grave and covering it up and so forth, that irks me out. So
yeah, it does.
I'm glad
That's
for our Vince engine culture, and if there's a little excess, I don't mind.
Yeah, but and then Doc, we from a history of drums. The Africans always use drums to communicate, to celebrate, to mourn. We're from drums. Drums is in our bloodline, it's in our culture. So if there are drums being played at funerals.
So there's a comment here. For me, funeral is based on the way the person's life was lived. Let's take another call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, funerals is a time we celebrate the life. You know, and when we celebrating life that a person live, whether they were living in a kind of, soft way or hard, juvenile and all of that. I like to go to funerals and tell the answer. I like to behave, behave in a way that's pleasing to God. Anytime you behave in a different way, for me, that is not celebrating the life of the person. We have to give respect, you know, and where there is respect, we serve and we enjoy. They have so many Christian songs that we can sing and dance to. I mean, there are a lot of people who's not Christians and they celebrate, but we have to just celebrate. I love to celebrate. You know, so when I go to a funeral and the baby dead, I say, ah, the dead, you know, and what's the dead with dead. You know, so just like liveliness in the crowd. So who don't like it? Who vex the better skin? Go on.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for your contribution. What I don't like is, okay, if a gospel song is playing or you're singing, you shouldn't be like winding up. This is just generally speaking. I'm not saying that I saw that yesterday in any clip, but you shouldn't be like winding up, whining, you know, to a gospel song. Jump on the wave and what's not, but certain movements are not for that. I don't think that you should mix.
But on the other hand, if some soca starts to play,
that's different, right?
But I mean, you're allowed to say, oh, you should not have the soca at the funeral.
If it's in the church, sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying there's some upbeat gospel songs, and I could see how it happens.
If the person was not a religious person, if the person was not a Christian, they never went to church, but on their funeral, there's a lot of religious music. Because burial is a religious process, right? But if the individual was not that kind of person in their lives, is it acceptable to play other genres of music that he or she enjoyed while they were living outside of the church?
Yeah, but as you said, burial is a religious practice, but it's not only Christianity.
Okay, point. But this is very sticky.
But no, it's what happens when persons with different beliefs or different classes come together, and then there's a culture clash, you would say. Because and then there's personality clash, because there are persons who are reserved and they believe this is how a funeral should go, and there are persons who are actually familiar with the person, and they say, no, this is how this person would have liked their funeral to be. I've been to funerals where it was formal, and I remember I went to one where one lady was very loud throughout the entire ceremony. When we went to the cemetery, the families there mourning, and they're like just singing, mourning, and she goes, "That is not the life he lived. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. This is not, are they not celebrating my friend like this? Pick it up." And she starts singing. I think she got some rum, pour it on his casket, and other persons are there like, this really necessary? But if it is that she knows the relationship that she had with him, and she knows who he is as a person, then she probably knows better than his family how he would have liked to be celebrated.
On the other hand, I mean, coming back with this, we, you know, during the service, the homily, there's often mentioned that before this person died, he accepted God, the Lord, as his personal savior, and that he now had changed his life. So to some extent, you could understand how some people who view somebody who may have had a life outside of Christ, that prior to that, they may have changed. At some point in time, did they really change? Did they accept the Lord and therefore change? And so therefore they might feel that in that particular context, there should be a more civil approach to the funeral, reflective of the life he should have lived, even though he may have lived life that might have been full of rum and other aspects.
Let's take a final call for this segment here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Christal.
Hey, good morning.
Close the door for me, please. This is Chevron Macmillan, also known as Candyman.
Hey, Candy.
Go ahead.
Who am I speaking with?
So we have in studio myself, Christal, Ari, and Dr. Gerald Thompson.
I'm the one.
Hey, Doc, how you doing?
I'm the one who shouted out "Hi, Candy." But anyway, I don't want to slow you. Go ahead.
All right, buddy. I haven't seen you in a while. I don't know what you've been up to.
I'll tell you something. I haven't seen you at all, but I've been hearing about you. I've been hearing about you.
Good things, I hope. Good things, I hope. All right. Who's the other gentleman in studio?
This is Ari.
What's his full name?
Ari Shaw.
Well, Candy, you don't know Ari. You have not heard of Ari. You're in the media and so forth. You're a man who should know these things. Huh?
I don't.
All right.
I don't know everything.
Yes.
I don't profess to know everything. I'm calling this morning against my desire, but I'm just giving into certain advice from certain individuals who I hold in high regard, because some matters, I suppose, need to be laid to rest.
Mr. Macmillan, is it possible for you to call back in 5 minutes or so we could have an in-depth conversation, or you just want to make your statement and leave?
I have something to do in about 10 minutes, so I don't have a lot of time.
Okay, all right. Sorry, go ahead.
As I was saying, what I think we're dealing with this morning is morning radio that has been severely devalued. I spent quite a bit of time on morning radio with Christal when she was in the infancy stage of her broadcast career. In fact, I think I'm somewhat responsible for molding her into what she is today, although I wouldn't take all the credit for it. But I'm sure Christal would recall that I had a specific rule among other rules that I had, and that is I never spoke about things which I didn't know about. I'd have to gather the facts first before I have any conversation about it. You can't have an intelligible conversation about an issue for which you have no facts. Christal, you recall that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Now, if you're going to call yourself a professional and you're going to go on morning radio, gather the facts before you speak. Doesn't matter what the rest of the public is saying. You're not the rest of the public. So you shouldn't sound like the rest of the public. People are supposed to learn from you if you're on radio. If people can't learn from you, you defeat the purpose. Now, on Thursday, a lot was happening. First of all, there were rules that were set out and to be abided by all the media. I was the individual in charge of making sure those rules were followed and taking care of the media. Secondly, all day we had issues with certain individuals from the press who didn't want to follow the rules. But that's what the press does. It's not a big story. Anywhere in the world, people who are journalists will try their best to, overstep their bounds because they want to get the story. And it is up to certain individuals to ensure that rules and guidelines are followed. The video in question from this morning, let me just address that. The journalist there was from Venezuela. The room that they were in was the room for the press conference that was supposed to take place. It took place after the meeting was finished. In that room, there was a head table. There was an area earmarked, demarcated for dignitaries and heads of state. And there was an area demarcated for journalists, for the press. Now, anybody who's ever been to an international conference where there are heads of state and dignitaries know when security has cleared an area, it remains cleared. Nobody is allowed there. And let me just mention this tangentially. Sometimes we get lost in things, and it's important to know when you are being insulted. Sometimes they might feel that, It's Candyman who's been insulted. It's not me. But if somebody comes to your country and disregards any rules that your country sets, it's not just disrespect to the individual who's trying to enforce the rules. It's disrespect to the entire country. But alas, some people are not, some people don't think like that. Some people don't understand these things. Some people don't know when they're being insulted. Back to the issue. So that area was cleared by security. If you watch the video with a critical eye, certain things will jump out at you. There's one person in that area. There are no other journalists there. Now, the gentleman there, I listened to him because before I called, I wanted to hear what the discussion was about. And he says, well, it must be the press area because you can see all of this. It's not the press area. There's a demarcated area for the press, and that's where the press is supposed to be. In any other country, especially international countries, especially in Venezuela, which I've traveled to as a member of the press, when they put the press in an area, that's where the press stay. Nobody moves. Nobody comes out of that area. You could get arrested for moving from that area and going to any other area, especially an area where security is cleared. You know? So that your interpretation of it, void of context, is totally wrong. That's not where the press was supposed to be. Now he says, oh, but Kenton Chan says the Venezuelans were, the Guyanese were dressing him down because of it. The person who brought it to my attention that she was where she was the head of the Guyanese delegation, media delegation. And he was unhappy because the Guyanese were not allowed to go there. And it appeared like we were being biased towards the Venezuelans. So you hear something from Kenton Chance, who obviously has a bias, and you take it and run with it as though it's the gospel.
All right, so I've allowed you to get your point across, and
no,
I see exactly what you're trying to do.
Finished.
Excuse me?
No, when I'm finished, I will allow you to ask me whatever questions you want to ask me. I went to the lady. I spoke to her through an interpreter at first. I said, you know you're not supposed to be here. She said, okay, fine. Give me a minute. I said, okay. I said to the Guyanese who was there, wanting her to move, and all the other press. She asked for a minute. Let's give her a minute. Fine. 5 minutes later, she's still there. I tried to get a cameraman who was in between all the other press. Nobody's bothering me. I tried to signal her off. She deliberately ignores me. Well, something has to be done. And that is where I took. This is not the first time that I've ever seen officials have to go between a cameraman and a reporter. It's not unprofessional. If there's something that needs to be dealt with, it's dealt with. And that's the end of it.
Presuming you're finished.
What
now?
I was doing was defending the integrity of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because otherwise it would have been reported that St. Vincent and the Grenadines gave preferential treatment to the Venezuelans over the Guyanese, especially the Guyanese and other media. And in fact, it's interesting that no other media has reported on any of these issues which are so popular in St. Vincent and the Grenadines from that meeting. No, these things have not made headlines with anybody else. They have not made headlines with any other media outside. We had media from all around the Caribbean and from all around the world. Nobody else thought that these were issues. But apparently, that's where we are. I'll answer your questions.
Now, first of all, what stood out to me in what you said is, in order to have something that you benefit from, or you learn from, a conversation that you learn from, you must have two sides of the story. Now, Kenton called in last week and Kenton gave his side of the story. This morning, you were contacted and you said that you weren't going to join us on the radio. So you can't now come and say that I took a story and ran with it. You refused to comment initially. Secondly, Kenton said that he did not get any information on the
this video that you're talking about. This video that you're talking about here. You said Kenton gave his side. This is between me and Kenton or between me and somebody else?
It isn't between you and Kenton. Searchlight and Eyewitness News carried a story about chaos between the media and the. No, you said that you allowed me to. I allowed you to speak. Now I'm speaking. You're cutting me off.
No, because you made a statement that needs clarification. This video you're talking about, is it between me and Kenton or me and somebody else?
The video between you and the Venezuelan journalist.
All right. So how does Kenton's side of the story fit into it?
Because if I have you here on the phone, then we're going to address everything because it's 2 days now we're speaking about it. On Friday we spoke about what happened with Eyewitness News and what Searchlight reported, and today we're speaking about the video that began circulation on the weekend.
All right.
In both the instances, your name is involved.
You got Kenton's side, but Kenton was not involved in this.
All right. So you do not want to discuss what Kenton's claim was as it relates to your professionalism in the event. Fine. We'll speak about the video. You said that press.
I would say this in response to that. If there were really issues with the way the media were treated, I contacted all the media after. I spent all day with the media, and they all said, including the guy in his media, that they were good. They had a good day, and you're free to reach out to them and ask them, if they were treated badly. But again, I say, none of the other media made any of these reports. They were all there.
I can't agree with that. If Eyewitness News said that and the Venezuelans said it right on their live broadcast that this is how they've been treated all day. So I can't say none of the media had complaints. Now, you said that the area, persons are not allowed and press could have been arrested. But most importantly, persons were not allowed. But you gave her 2 minutes or a minute. She asked you for 1 minute.
I said, don't take what I said out of context. I said, I've been to Venezuela, where when the press is put in one area, if you leave that area, you could be arrested. Okay. Nobody was going to be arrested at Argyle. Okay. Where the lady was, she was not supposed to be. That's the area for the dignitaries and the heads of state.
Okay, but you allowed her to be there.
I did not allow her to be there.
You said she asked you for a minute and you allowed her.
An additional minute. Instead of
yes, I said to the Guyanese media, if she asks for a minute, we'll give her a minute, and if you want a minute, you'll get it too.
So you allowed it.
I think that was a point.
That was while it's happening?
No. After he wanted to move, she said, well, can I have a minute?
Exactly.
That's after I asked her to move.
Right. After I asked her to move.
Exactly.
So she was already in a place where she was not supposed to be, and she asked him for a minute.
And he allowed it.
After he approached her.
Rather than moving her immediately.
Yeah, so my understanding of it clear, yeah. So my question is, you said that you signaled the cameraman. Sorry?
Yeah, it's cameraman.
You said that didn't pay attention to me. You said that you signaled the cameraman and then you tried to signal her and she ignored you, and that's when you stepped in front of the camera.
Everybody there saw what was happening. You didn't get any protest from the rest of the media who was there. Did you notice that?
From the video, she was the only person that I saw there.
Yeah, well,
the persons in the background.
Person who shot the video, the persons who shot the video shot the video from where the rest of the media was standing.
Oh, okay.
Did you notice that nobody else was there? And there was a full house. We had probably about 100 reporters there. Did you notice that nobody came to her defense?
That is factual. I did see that.
Okay.
So you said that you...
That's because the rest of the media were annoyed with her. They wanted something to be done. They asked me to do something about it.
Okay, and you contacted you signaled the cameraman ignored you. You signaled her, she ignored you, and that's when you stepped in front of the camera.
That's correct.
Do you think that there was any other way to deal with that situation?
There's a million other ways that could have been used to deal with the situation.
So why that one?
Well, if I had done anything else, somebody would ask me the same question.
Well, in my opinion, as a journalist, to stand in front of the camera to wave off the broadcast was done in a very unprofessional way. Now, if it is that there's security there,
what's your opinion?
Yes, and that's my opinion, and your opinion it isn't, but I'm sharing my opinion because you already said your piece.
I didn't say what my opinion is. I just said that's your opinion, and you're entitled to it.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't get to present your opinion as fact.
Then why are you listening to what I said this morning? Because this morning I also gave my opinion, and I said...
I read your caption.
And it was a question.
On the live.
And it was a question.
But you said you're a journalist.
Yes, I am.
Right? Okay, good. So if you present it in suggestive form, then is it really a question? You said, and you said it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Was his behavior unprofessional? What was the other word you used? Unprofessional, embarrassing, or both? There was no other option. Why is there no other option? Why is it either unprofessional or embarrassing or both? There's no other option.
The reason why is because those were the comments. Those were the comments coming out of the video when it's being circulated.
Those are the comments from the general public.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the general public.
Facts. And Christal was here this morning saying that it was necessary.
But what's necessary?
Your actions. Christal and I had opposing views this morning in discussing it.
Yes. Your caption remains. A lot of people are not going to listen to your entire discussion. But people will read the headline. That's what people do.
Mm-hmm.
And professional journalists understand these things. They understand how to sway public opinion by releasing information, tidbits of information, sound bites, to skew public opinion in one direction or the other. That's why Kenton released this video without context. And even if you didn't speak to me about it, about the incident, were there not other people from St. Vincent and the Grenadines who were there? And could you have not spoken to any other body from St. Vincent and the Grenadines who was there?
I don't want to call anybody's name who I spoke to or other people who are of the same opinion that there weren't proper protocols set in place. And what it seems is it was a situation where it's square pegs being put in wrong holes. And the handling of the media in that situation, the media didn't know a lot of the things that were happening was wrong. There were also people that said that the international media acted as if they ran the show and they were disrespectful towards the local media. Now, what I had hoped is to have a conversation in depth this morning, but he had refused to comment. So if you don't comment, I have to go with the information that I have before and the information that I'm seeing.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. That's the point. You find out. As a journalist, if you don't find information in one place, you look for it where it's available.
I just told you that I did that.
Okay.
No, that's not what you did. You said you have to go with it because I didn't give you what you wanted. I'm saying to you, if I don't give you what you want, you find the information elsewhere.
And I just said I spoke to different people.
You don't create the information. You don't create the story.
I feel like.
And by the way,
go ahead.
I will offer this. How many people do you think called after the meeting was done, from regionally or internationally, to find out how Kenton Chance felt about the meeting? That's not the story. Nobody Nobody wants to know what Kenton thinks. I mean, some people locally might want to, but this thing was carried extensively by the media, regionally and internationally. They were there. And none of them wrote any stories or any articles about how they were treated badly and this and that and whatever. They spoke to me afterwards. I was in contact with all of them. And they had high praise for St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the way they were treated. And media will push and push and push. That's what they do. It's a dance. They will push to try to get away with things. But you have to keep them in line. And that's it. But that's not the story. There's no story there.
All right. We gotta wrap this up now, unfortunately, because we actually have a sponsor segment supposed to be, and I didn't see the call come through. Any final
Thank you all
thoughts?
for accommodating me. I just want to bring us back to our moorings here. On Thursday, St. Vincent and the Grenadines hosted a historical event. And I suppose it has not dawned on us the significance of what we did on Thursday and what we achieved. And if we're going to listen to one or two people who will call in and try to take our attention into a different direction, we have to be mindful of who we are. We helped. We were instrumental in maintaining peace, good neighborliness, friendship, and good relations within our region and averting conflict, especially hot conflict. The rest of the region, I can send you articles from the rest of the region and around the world, which have showered praise on St. Vincent and the Grenadines for its diplomacy and for its actions and for the way we hosted this event. It could have gone downhill. It could have deteriorated. This thing with the Venezuelan journalist, if I had allowed her to carry on with what she was carrying on with, we could have had a serious situation because the Guyanese would not have stood for it. And I think that's why the person who recorded the video was recording, because they had hoped that it would have turned to a hot conflict and they'd get some video for some likes, but it didn't. That's what we averted. Anybody who's there knows that we averted some serious blowback on that regard, because we can't be seen as providing preferential treatment to any set of people. And we did this thing with dignity. And St. Vincent and the Grenadines is being hailed around the world, around the region, around the world. But everybody else is doing that except us.
Well, I have to stop you there because we spoke about both issues. We spoke about the issues with the media and we spoke about...
I'm not speaking here specifically to you.
Okay.
I said us.
Okay.
Because like Christal rightly pointed out, all these things have happened, but look at what is trending. And you can make the argument about the chicken and the egg. Is it because some of our journalists know that this is what people like, that they feed them this? Or is it because that people are fed this nonsense and they gravitate towards it? But that's what we have. I'm just trying to say we should raise our standards because, as I pointed out, this is a non-issue in Barbados. It was never mentioned. We had Barbados press there. All this thing was never mentioned by them. We had Guyanese press. We had Trinidad. We had around the region, around the world. Nobody. This is not an issue for anybody else. It's a major issue in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Why? We have to rise above this. We have to rise above our petty likes and dislikes of individuals and see the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Myopia is not our friend. And in these circumstances, where we are being seen as a leader diplomatically in the region and around the world, we have to rise to the occasion. We have to grasp it with our two hands. And we have to stand tall, even though we're small. I want to thank you all because I really have to run. I want to thank you for your time this morning.
All right. Thank you so much for calling.
I hope we'll lay this thing to rest.
Well, a lot of questions weren't answered. You were able to get your piece across, and there's still things because you said a lot of things that need addressing. But I guess we're out of time.
All right, that was interesting. Quite a bit of comments on the live. If you missed any of it, you can always go back and watch it. The headline is SVG's funeral culture changing, and I find it coincidental that he ends with "laid to rest." It's 8:57. I don't have anything to add to this discussion. I think I've said all that I could say before he called.
I would have missed it because I mean I wanted to talk on this as I come in. Let me say 2 quick comments. I think that what happened on Thursday is probably subject for Nobel Peace Prize. You know what I mean? Let me just put it that way. But earlier on, there had been a question: can St. Vincent provide the security?
I asked that question, yes.
Other people would have asked it. And there was a view that maybe we are not capable of doing. I remember last Monday I commented on this. I said, of course we are able to. As a matter of fact, having been around to many of these events before, I remember when Chavez came here, I was on the board of the AIA. I've been one of the persons liaising with Venezuela over a number of years. And he visited the new terminal at AIA. And I was doing an interview outside, so I didn't go with the entourage and so. And as I tried to go into the building, I got stopped. And the security, who was both Venezuelan and security and Vincentian, said, there's too many people have gone up there, you can't go. And I said, but I wanted to pull rank and show who and I said, you know what? There's probably a lot of people up there in truth. And then I backed away. And having gone, I understand security issues where there are some entities out there who would like not only to cause some trouble, but to cause harm. So security is a bit, when that question was raised or naturally was raised, clearly there would have to be some very special things put in place. As people say, why didn't I get notice that the AIA was there? Why did I have to wait for Barbados to hear it from there first and so forth? Largely because a lot of the security issues being worked out and so has to be done almost at the last minute. Documents and so have to be published at the last minute. And I know I disagree
with that.
But the journalists are going to say, we want freedom of the press to be here, there. There are some strict protocols in relation to how this is. They can't be part of the meeting itself. You know what I mean? They might be there at a briefing with the meeting, but they will have to literally wait. So, but the hunger for stories and things like that, I think it allows something like this to really come out.
Now, before we go to bank rates, I want to say, Candyman said that you cannot, as a journalist, you cannot make a statement on radio without both sides of the story. When you're writing a news article and you contact, and it involves 2 people, and you contact both parties, and one party does not comment, you do not scrap the news article. You write from the other parties, you note that the other party did not comment. And that in itself is a story. And he's saying that there's no story. Both things happen. The more important story is that we were able to establish peace. And we're able to have both countries agree to make it not, don't let the situation elevate to a point of violence. And the secondary story is how the media was treated. based on what he's saying, is he then saying that what Searchlight reported and what Eyewitness News reported was not factual? Searchlight reported that there wasn't really proper protocols put in place on the tarmac, which is why Orphan Alley was rushed. Eyewitness News reported from their perspective of not receiving information, not having proper protocols put in place, not receiving credentials, not knowing where the meeting was happening until they went above Macmillan to the Director of Communications.
No, but I think that was later explained because of security issues as regards where the meeting was going to be. From a security point of view, there was a deliberate timing in terms of when that information was going to come out. Somebody may have wanted it before that, but it was not going to be available before that because of the same issues that were raised. Do we have the security process in place?
Well, we could discuss it further at 9:20.
Two different things there.
I know we're talking two different things.
Because we have to go at 9:02, I'm going to stick pin and respond to what you just said. Right? But we'll come back to that at 9:20 and have some giveaways.
We'll talk about it more at 9:20 along with the giveaways. So right now the time is 9:02 and we have our ECCB currency exchange rate compliments Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.